Hey guys, this is Troy from TB Wildlife Photography, the guy that brings you Wildlife Wednesdays every Wednesday with FOW. Today we're going to be walking through Andorra Meadow, and hopefully we're going to point out some different migratory bird species that pass through the park. So if you come over here, there's a catbird right here in the bushes, and they have a very interesting call. It sounds like a cat, that's why they get the name catbird. If you look right over here, it's playing around in the bushes. Try to get a picture of it. Say be cautious because there are walnuts falling from the trees. There's a bunch of squirrels up here right now that are getting ready for the winter. And you'll hear like a grinding noise, and that's them up in the trees trying to get through the fleshy skin of the walnut to try to get the nut. And they typically just drop everything where they're sitting, so you can occasionally feel something hit your head if you're walking through the woods. Probably hard to see, but there's a squirrel right out there kind of perched on the tree with his tail over his head. They do that typically when they're cold. They use their tail as a blanket. Looks like he's protecting that walnut that he's working on as well. Walking through, I can hear a lot of high-pitched chirps, which is typically the call of the northern cardinal. They're very skittish, so you may see a flash of red just come out. I did, yeah. I did. I saw him earlier, yeah. He kind of ran out right in front of me.
Yeah, I saw her running this way.
Cool. What's he have here in the meadow?
Yeah, she was just entering the woods.
Here's a magpie, looks like right here. A small black and white bird. This will be a first for me. Wow.
Good catch.
Thanks. Well, that's my first time spotting that one, so that's cool. Can't wait to add that to my life journal. one of the trees I wanted to point out. A lot of the migratory birds, they will come through and you will see them picking through these little berries. And I'm not sure what they are, so we'll actually use iNaturalist to try to find out what these are. Easiest way to do that is to open up the iNaturalist app. In the bottom right hand corner, you'll click add. You can either take a photo or upload a photo. In this case, I'm going to take a photo. You want to get a picture. And if it's a tree, you want to try to make sure you get the leaf formation in it as well, because that helps to identify the tree. For identification purposes, it pulls in the date and the geographical location of where you are, because different species they only reside in different areas. And you'll click on the top of what did you see, and the app actually helps you to identify the species of what you just saw. And it looks like this here is some type of honeysuckle, so I'll select honeysuckle and I'll let the tree specialist hone in on exactly what species of honeysuckle it is. So it sounds like the fox might have made his way over here, so that'd be nice if we get to see him. Now the meadowlands, they're really good for smaller field birds, so you'll see a lot of sparrows. I see a lot of song sparrows. I've seen some field sparrows here, savanna sparrows. You'll see a lot of wrens as well, common yellow-throat. So you'll see a lot of small, like, birds that are able to hide in this tall grassland and take shelter. This is one of the many reasons why migratory birds like to stop at Wissahickon Valley Park, because they have a lot of cover, shelter, and they can get a lot of food here as well. There's a lot of different species of trees and bushes and plants, so they're able to get a lot of food when they stop over on their way to their final destination. All right, let's keep walking through. See here, there's a nesting box, and Friends of the Wissahickon, they have worked to put these nesting boxes up in Houston Meadow and Andorra Meadow, where we're at right now. And these nesting boxes throughout the years, you'll see tree swallows that'll nest in them. You'll also see some eastern bluebirds. They mostly nest here in Andorra Meadow, and in Houston Meadow, you'll see tons of tree swallows as you walk through. But they primarily use these nesting boxes that Friends of Wissahickon have been putting out throughout the years. Like there's a mockingbird over here in this tree. It looks like he's chasing after something. Let's see if I can get a picture of him. Looks like he's picking through whatever fruit may be on that tree. Looks a little bit big to be some berries, maybe some crab apples or something like that. Looks like he's picking through those now. Cool. So I'll upload those to iNaturalist later to make sure that those are northern mockingbirds. There's another one perched on that tree. It's right in the opening as well. See if I can get a picture of him. Lighting is perfect. It was a northern flicker that just landed on a tree right up there. He's up top. Now, northern flickers, they're here throughout the season. And they have a spotted chest. But when they fly off, their wings are yellow. And it's a very beautiful, bright yellow. And you'll see them kind of flash over you as they fly. Now that the leaves are starting to fall down, you can clearly see these wasp nests that are up here in trees. There's a lot of times that we're birding and walking through these areas, we don't even realize the dangers that are right above our heads. Looks like there's still some activity. I see some coming in and out. But wasps, they're typically docile. If you don't bother them, they won't bother you. So just keep your distance and don't bother the nest and they won't bother you. Right now it's a little hard to see because the lighting, but over here in this tree, those berries that we saw, I think they're honeysuckle. We can see that there's some robins, some American robins. One just flew out. And there's also some catbirds in there as well that are picking through those berries. This is one of the trees that bears fruit that a lot of the catbirds, American robins, and some other birds, you'll see them really lighten up these trees because they love this fruit that it provides. It's great for them. Looks like a catbird. And as it comes out, looks like possibly a black and white warbler. Kind of went back into the tree so I can't see it, but that quick flash, it was small and it had the black and white stripes, so that was possibly a black and white warbler that just spotted. That's another bird that will be migrating through, the black and white warbler. Here at Andorra Meadow, there's an area that is fenced off and protected. And in this area, there are a variety of different trees. And as you walk through this area, if you look out, you will see a lot of different species of birds that hang out in that area. I guess there's a lot of food in there. They can take shelter. And being as though it's a protected area, you're not going to get any foot traffic or anything like that, so it's easier for the birds to nest and stay there, just undisturbed by humans, pretty much. So right now I'm hearing some very soft chirps. And if my memory serves me correctly, that is the call of a common yellowthroat. And I was right, he is in there moving around. It's kind of hard to see him. They like to stay in very dense foliage for cover. However, I can see him moving around. He keeps jumping from, looks like from weed to weed. You can see it moving around. squirrel up there enjoying a walnut. He has his tail tucked over his head. Get a better angle. So these are some of the nesting boxes that Friends of Wissahickon places out here. You will get a lot of tree swallows that'll nest in these boxes. And in Endora Meadow here, you'll get a lot of eastern bluebirds. So this is their primary area. In the springtime, they'll come and they'll claim the boxes. The tree swallows and the eastern bluebirds, they kind of nest at the same time. So sometimes there's some competition for these boxes. But these are here to provide a shelter for them as they're coming through for the season. All right, so I'm going to be uploading one of the birds that I took a picture of today. So I'm going to go to the iNaturalist app. You want to go New Observation. And it's already pulled in my date. I pulled in my location for Houston Meadow. And then the top box, what did you see? You'll click on that, and the app actually helps you find or hone in on the species of what you just saw. And it covers everything from birds, mammals, to plants, trees. I haven't run into an issue with it with anything I tried to identify. So right now, it looks like I found a common yellowthroat. So I'll select that and I'll upload it. And there are others in the iNaturalist community that will confirm what I saw. And it's as simple as that.